You see, I like this question. I used to contemplate this. This helped me. This was a good contemplation that burned delusion. A lot of people live in delusion, they don't know it, but certain contemplative questions can burn delusion. I realized that I was always living in like next. What am I going to do next? This isn't good enough. This was cool. I got what I wanted. I enjoyed for a minute. But then like it kind of got boring again or it ended or something. Now I need the next. And I realized that happens with everything. Everything. You take your greatest desire, greatest accomplishment and achievement, it will get boring, whatever that is. I want a Lamborghini and a yacht and a mansion, and jet skis and snowmobiles, and I'll do all that. And then you get all that, and then you're like, this sucks. I gotta like take care of everything. Or the high from it wears off. I used to love roller coasters, like growing up from like 5 years old to, it lasted maybe till I was 13, 14, 15. I just liked them. I liked them a lot. And I was willing to stand in line for 2 hours to ride one because I liked it. Now, yeah, I get dizzy. Now, I could still enjoy if I was in the right situation, but I don't want to stand out in the sun for 2 hours. I don't like it that much. But you see, everything like ends or gets boring. Oh, I meet my soulmate. Wow, we have such good chemistry. Even people on the street come up and tell us, like, damn, you guys are like shining. It peaks and then it goes down, right? Things get like, you get accustomed to it. You don't ride this intense euphoric high forever, like with a certain thing. Everything, it loses its freshness after a while because you get accustomed to it. The only thing that doesn't lose its freshness is this contentment and serenity inside. That can keep getting unlocked also more and more and more. That never gets boring. It just never gets boring. It's impossible. Never gets boring. So on some level, I was realizing that more and more, and I can always realize it even more and more and more. This is important to remember, so you don't think that you're trying to reach some kind of final thing. There's no final thing. It's a constant, ongoing evolution, and it should be, because if you reach the final thing, it would get boring. See, so when I when I realized that this delusion of next was a delusion, I relaxed. The anxiety went down. I was like, you mean I don't need to like keep trying to achieve until my body just finally drops? And then the tendency will still be there. I'll have to come back here and do this again until you just burn out on achieving. I read somewhere once that hell, one form of hell could be you have everything you want, everything. You can manifest everything you wanted, and you're more empty having everything you wanted than when you were trying to get everything you wanted, because you saw like, this doesn't do it. This is why people kill themselves too. Some of these celebrities or musicians, they got everything they wanted, and then they end up doing drugs all the time and finally kill themselves. Why? Because it's like, I got like, there's no projected future left and I'm still not happy. This is hell. I need to check out. That can be a blessing though. Osho said somewhere that a rich person has more of a chance of awakening than a poor person, because a poor person has a lot of desires that are still unfulfilled. The desires and hope keeps them going. It keeps the life force moving to try to achieve. That's a certain stage. But the rich person already has everything. I'm waiting for Conor McGregor to realize this. You get everything and you realize this doesn't do anything. In fact, it just makes me worse. Those people have a better chance to wake up. Of course, there's no standard. People like to point out the exceptions, and I'm like, yeah, I'm aware of the exceptions. It's okay. I'm just trying to make a point here. Contemplate that and see. And write it down. Writing's good. It gets the stuff out of the brain and onto paper so you can actually see what's going on, what you're really feeling and thinking. helps make your subconscious more conscious. Subconscious means this is kind of like some vague tendency or something, some feeling, but you're not, it's abstract. When you write it down, when you initiate this contemplative process, those tendencies start to take shape and form, and you start to put down like the things that are actually fueling the tendency. It's a great exercise. So then I had to ask the question, what if this is as good as it gets right now? What if this is as good as it gets? Whatever that is. I used to apply that to my my health situation. I want to check one thing here. Yeah. I used to apply that because I had really bad symptoms that were making me, making life experience unpleasant. And I would ask myself, what if this is as good as it gets? Because something realizes at some point, this is grace, this is an authentic surrender. You realize you're not running this show. We think we are for a while. I'm captain of my own ship, and it's just a matter of willpower, and if I put my mind and intention into something, I can do it. And the whole world propagates that. Like this is why the cards are really stacked against somebody who wants to wake up to real truth. This is why we have groups. The satsangs isn't so much it's not to give some enlightening idea that you never heard of before, and now you have like the elixir. No, it's to remind you of what you already know inside. It's to emphasize that, because the world's doing the total opposite. So God creates groups and satsangs and books and videos to help emphasize what you already know, because this is the game. It's easy. We have like a built-in forgetter. We forget things. You go to a group or satsang, you're like, yeah, I'm on point now. And then go out, and then the Maya and delusion knocks you back down again. So this is like, we need to utilize how the divine expresses itself in the form of spiritual upliftment, you can say. So I would ask myself, like, what if this is as good as it gets? Money-wise, health-wise, relationship-wise. Let's say you're not in a relationship. Is that okay? Or do you have a strong, compelling desire, compulsive desire to be in a relationship? I get this a lot with the guys that I talk to privately. When you start to ask yourself, is this okay? Is this okay like it is now? It'll bring up your attachment. It'll bring up your karma so that you can look and see. Let's use the relationship as the example. No, but I really want to feel what it feels like to have a girlfriend. And, I try to tell them, I'm like, if God put that desire in you, the universe is going to fulfill that. You don't need to worry about it. Of course, that's easy to say. I know it's easy to say, but it's another thing to have the desire and the emotional body doing its thing. I want it now, though. I want it now. I gotta go like find it now. Yeah. Sit with that and see. Why do I want something so bad? Why do I need this relationship? Why, if I have a chronic pain situation and it's clear the doctors can't do anything, why do I keep obsessing about it getting better? Like, I need it to get better so I can live my life. Or I need my family. You fill in the blank. Everybody has their own individual karmic situation. I need this situation to change. I'm forced to live with my family right now, and they're like talking nonsense, and I can't handle it, and I need that to change. Otherwise, like, I'm gonna go postal. Like, why? Get off in the quiet space and look at this stuff. Why do I need this to change so much? Because I think I need it to change to be okay. Why? And you'll see, it's the self-talk. Your mind is telling you things about it that it needs to change. You're believing in those thoughts, and this is why you think it needs to change. But it's like, no, your mind's telling you it needs to change. It's not a truth. You believing it makes it feel like a truth, but it's not really a truth. It's just you believe it. So that makes it feel like a truth. You have to see. You have to look at these things and see, like, what's real. And then then you can say, okay, yeah, maybe it's not true, but still I feel bad. How How do I overcome these emotions? What's the problem with the emotions? Apply the same principle to that. Yeah, but I don't feel good. I don't like it. Okay, yeah, that's normal. It's not, doesn't sound like an auspicious situation. Why would you like it? It's normal not to like it. God, can you help me accept this situation? We need some power here. Can you help show me how to accept this situation and be open to letting some divine power do for you what you can't do for yourself? Be open to that. Don't say, God, can you help me accept this? And then expect the answer. Like, where's the answer? I'm not getting the download on how to accept this. That's more self-talk. God, I'm open to you showing me how to accept this. I'm also open to helping me show me how to accept that I'm impatient about getting your help because it's painful and I want to be out of this now. Help me just be okay when I can't be okay. I don't have the power to be okay with this. You see, you have to talk to the divine like just be honest and talk. You don't need to talk in some certain way. You talk like that, but you talk with an openness and a humbleness. And then sometimes you need to get out of the house and just get some diversion, switch off. You don't need to go to the bar and get drunk or get high or do things that are just going to drive you deeper into delusion. But if you have to do that sometime, okay, like there's no rules. But you'll learn that like certain things are worse than others in terms of like your spiritual ascendment, you could say. It's not morally bad and, oh, you're a sinner. No, it's just wisdom starts to happen in you. And that's an evolutionary process. And be patient with that too. God, help me be patient with my evolutionary process. But if you need a diversion sometimes, go listen to what intuition says. God, I need a diversion, man, because it's too much. Do you watch a movie, go for a walk, go to the gym, go to the beach, go sit at a pond, go to a steam sauna and get all that steam. Maybe that'll do something. I don't know. Do they even have movie theaters anymore? Something. Go do something to help switch that off and then come back to it later. Sometimes when we're not, sometimes you need to forget about spirituality for a little bit. You just got to forget about it. It becomes an obsession, like trying to figure it out. I got to figure out this spirituality. It's like, no, drop it, man. Just drop it for a minute and go relax a little bit. And then come back to it. Things get revealed and get clear sometimes when we're not like obsessing about it. You can't force this stuff. God, help me not force this because I can't stop trying to force it. The tendency to force things is so strong, like I can't stop like trying to force it. This is a process. This is an evolution, and you can't just like figure it out right now. You have to understand that you've signed up for a process, and it's a process. Be patient with this process. This is much more important. I feel this is much more important nowadays than telling you do something, do this, you pray harder, do the self-inquiry harder. You're not doing it right. I feel like there's too many teachers doing that. A person goes to the podium or asks a question, and then the person that's responding tries to school them on what they're not doing right. It's like, it's not always about that a lot of times. I feel a more greater important thing to remind the person, rather than giving them another spiritual technique, is to have patience with your process. Don't take yourself so serious. Don't take your spiritual progress so serious. This gives balance. You continue your spiritual practice. At the same time, you have patience with it and you don't take it so serious. Now you're balanced. And then the process happens faster. It's intuitive. Everything's intuitive. The teacher responding to the people, that's also intuitive. It has to be intuitive. Everybody's an individual. It has to be tailor-made for that individual. Depends on where they're speaking from inside their self. How much identity. If they have a lot of identity with what they're saying, it's a waste of time to try to say, look, you just realize like that's happening. It's in front of you, and you just realize you're not that. It's a total waste of time, man. All it's going to do is make the person feel more guilty that they're like doing something wrong. It makes them feel stupid. It's like, why can't I just see that it's in front of me? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like she says I should just see it's not really me. And so like, what's the problem? Yeah, at a certain stage or at a certain moment, maybe that would be appropriate to say. But to say that as a blanket statement to anybody, no, it's not. Like I say, sometimes you tell a person, forget about your problems in spirituality and go outside. This is the direction. Go watch a movie. If you have to, go get drunk, whatever. Or get high. It's better than getting drunk. Do plant medicine. That's better than all the above. And then you let life is running the show. It's guiding you. It's showing you. It's running the show. Do you realize you're not running the show? It feels like we're running the show. That's natural. We have to cooperate with that. It does feel like that, and that there's things we can do to help accelerate our spiritual evolution. Yeah, cooperate with that. At the same time, know that we're not really doing anything. We're not really running the show. Anything that we do that helps accelerate our spiritual progress, it's because the life force has been ordered by the divine to help us do that. Still don't. We're not responsible really, but we can take responsibility in a superficial way. Like, yeah, I chose to do that, and that was good for me. I'm glad I did that. Yeah, good. Enjoy that, being glad that you did it. At the same time, know that like you didn't really do anything. It's all paradoxical. The mind can't understand any of this. This is the whole problem. The mind wants to try to get it, and it can't get it. The more that the mind, you burn out on the mind power, and realize the mind power is just very weak power compared to the source that's like running the mind. Yeah, that's grace. When that epiphany happens, it's good. All right, I gotta go. I'll see you guys. Take care.